Yeah, Mr. Sabally, we want to ask a few questions concerning these documents before we admit them. First, we will have the inspection of vessels, the report. As you can see, it is neither signed nor dated. Can you pass that, please? Now, do you know who did the report?
I want to believe it's Hali Guy. But this is the document that the lead counsel was asking me about, and I said it was sent to me as an email attachment, and she did request at some point that I should print the email.
Yes, but I'm asking now, do you know who made the report?
I think it's Hali Guy.
All right.
Yes.
And from the email, we'll know the date. All right.
Yes.
The second question is, concerns the minutes of meeting. Which was held on the 7th of April, 2011. Yeah. Here. I see the minutes were not signed.
It came as an email attachment as well.
All right. Whose email? You can't remember?
Sorry?
Who sent it to you?
I'll have to verify from my...
You can't verify?
Yes.
Very well. But you were not part of that meeting?
No, my name is not here. It appears I was represented by somebody else from the ministry, Mr. Job.
Who represented you?
Babukar Job from the
Babukar
record.
Job. Where is Babukar Job now?
I believe he still works at the ministry.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, you can, at least we know that. Babukar Job.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Let me just, that minute, is the email not in part of the bundle of emails?
Sorry?
Is the email which forwarded the minutes not part of this bundle? I was under the impression it was part of this bundle.
I'm not sure. I may have to refer to
If it's not, then maybe we just put those two aside until he brings the email, then we can attach them. We can, I think that might be better.
Let him verify.
I will withdraw the attachments until the emails are attached. Yeah. Give them to him.
That email is not part of this, the ones printed here.
Then I would apply to withdraw the two attachments until the emails are produced. Okay. Can you give back the documents? We'll just withdraw the attachments, the minutes and the memo.
Sorry? The real signature?
Mr. Sabally, do you have other copies of the same day in your computer, I believe?
Yes, they are all mine.
All right. Can I have them? And
Sure.
then you'll just be required to produce to us the emails,
Okay.
which accompany the documents.
All right. Now, email correspondence involving Mustafa Yabo, Ali Gai, A. Cisse, B. Roberts, Momodou Sabally, Fatou Diallo, M.K. Mane, Keba Toure, Abdoulaye Cham, Dr. M. Tangara, Abdoulaye Tambedu, Athanasius Liagos, Storos Galamakis, commencing 9th March 2011, ending 29th July 2011, re Al-Jamdu and Kansala Ferries, plus outstanding payments. Admitted mark MS 90A. 90A.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have no further questions on Mr. Sabally on these issues.
Yeah. Well, do you have any questions? Thank you, Mr. Sabally. You may leave.
Thank you.
I recall the Auditor General. Mr. Baji, you were summoned to, with regard to Gambia Food and Feed Industries Limited.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you at some point carried out an audit of this company.
Yes, ma'am.
why did you carry out the audit?
We carried out the audit following a request from the Office of the President.
Okay. Do you have that request?
Yes, initially it was a verbal request, and we insisted that it is formalized, and they did that following our audit.
Okay. From whom did you receive the first request, the verbal request?
Verbal was the Deputy Permanent Secretary, Mr. I can't recall it. I need to consult my file. I think it was Mr. Charles Kamara.
Okay. And this was followed up by a written request?
Yes.
What is the date of the request?
The date of the request was October 29, 2012. But the initial listing was on June. The verbal request was in June 2012.
Was any reason given why you were being requested to audit GFFI?
No, not specifically. We had an inaugural meeting with them to find out their areas of concern, but they said it's a general audit that we needed to do. And that's
Who is them? You had an inaugural meeting?
This is the presence of the Deputy Permanent Secretary at the time, at the Office of the President.
Did you produce an audit report?
We did. We produced an audit report.
You have the report?
Yes, we have it in our file.
Can you, in your file?
Yes, it's in the file.
Can you extract it? Are you able to extract the audit report, or?
Yes, we will make a photocopy. We can, yeah. Yeah, that's the audit report. It's final audit report.
Is it just one document, an audit report? Was there a management letter?
Yeah, in fact, this is only a management letter because the company did not prepare any financial statement. So it's only a management letter.
Right. So, I see.
Actually, all the documents in this file relate to that audit because it also took a long period before we completed.
How long?
I cannot recall. There were a number of series of correspondence. When we have a break, kind of, we'll have to talk to President's Office to, how do you call it, talk to their partners for cooperation. Usually it's lack of cooperation from the auditee that would cause those delays. I cannot recall because it was started by me but completed by another officer really.
Okay, thank you. You said they did not keep accounts, they did not prepare
Financial statements.
Financial statement. Did they have an accountant?
They have an accountant.
Why was he unable to prepare financial statements?
Well, we have all these are in the report. According to him, the accounts are prepared in Lebanon. That's why he's sending all the operational, how do you call it, correspondence, and the accounts are there in Lebanon. Okay.
All right. What were the main findings? Can you refer us to, well?
Let me refer to the report. I'll go to the
all right, maybe what
executive summary of the report.
Okay, let's have it admitted. I'm understanding from you that the whole file is
Yes, it's all contained.
is relevant.
Indeed.
All right, I'll apply to admit it. It's a closed file, isn't it?
Yes, it's completed now.
It's a closed file.
It's a closed file, yes.
All right, but we can still apply to have it photocopied so that the file can be returned to you.
Okay. All right.
All right, let me have the management letter separated from the file and the file itself. All right. I'll give him the file as well.
Okay.
We'll apply to have it copied and returned to you.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, may I apply to have admitted the management letter on the special audit of the Gambia Food and Feed Industries Limited for the period 1st January 2011 to 31st December 2012, and the National Audit Office file HC 127/316/05. May I apply to have the original, the file photocopied subsequently and the photocopy substituted for the original? Thank you.
Management letter dated 7th November 2013 to the Secretary General, Office of the President, re the special audit of the GFFI Limited for the period 1st January 2011 to 31st December 2012. Admitted mark MS91A. National Audit Office File Number HC127/316/05. Admitted mark MS91B.
Mr. Chairman, we can have the file photocopied and returned. Can we assume? We had applied to have the file photocopied and the original returned. Thank you. Thank you.
Granted. Yes.
Can the witness be given the report?
I don't think we can.
MS91A.
Yeah, we can't take another. Let's go.
The file is there. MS91A. Can you give the witness MS91A, please? Mr. Baji, Mr. Ture, sorry, Mr. Baji. It's Mr. Ture, isn't it?
Yes, Ture.
I apologize, Mr. Ture. You have the management letter has an executive summary.
Yes.
Which is, I believe, is the highlights of the main findings, or an overview of the main findings.
Yes.
I'd just like you to read to the Commission. I don't want you to read the whole executive summary, but what you consider to be the crux of the findings of your audit. You can read those paragraphs that are, or parts of the paragraphs that are important. The executive summary is from page 7.
Yeah, the executive summary on page 7 really. Page 10 is the beginning of the detailed findings. Let me just...
Maybe if I may presume to guide you a little bit, maybe if you can talk to us about the current assets and liabilities, the state of the current assets and liabilities, capital contribution and banking arrangements.
Okay, current assets, okay. The current assets and liabilities. Credit sales amounting to 4,534,115 to various organizations and individuals remains unpaid by the debtors. According to the management, credit purchases amounting to 953,277 from suppliers remain unpaid by the GFI Limited. And there was salary arrests of 18,266 and 90,970 US dollars are also due to local and foreign staff, allegedly, respectively.
Sorry, Mr. Ture, if I may ask, is there a schedule of the unpaid on the debtors?
There is.
There's a schedule of the debtors.
Yeah, there is in the main report.
Very well. All right. Capital. What about the status of capital contribution by partners?
Yes, according to our
if you can read from your executive summary, please.
The government has paid US dollar 5,082,000 and US dollar 1,800,000 to CNAPRO Dena BMS SAL as its share contribution to the capital costs of the rice mill and the feed mill, respectively. There is no verifiable evidence that GFFI records that Pearl Investment SAL Offshore has paid its share contribution of 5,082,000 US dollars and 450,000 to CNAPRO Dema BMS SAL towards the capital cost of the rice mill and the feed mill, respectively. The government has also paid 500,000 US dollars into GFFI USD account domicile at Trust Bank Gambia Limited as its share contribution to the working capital of GFFI. There is no evidence that Pearl Investment SAL has paid its share contribution of US dollar 124,000 towards the working capital of the company.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ture. Pearl Investment SAL is the joint venture partner.
It is.
That's correct, together with the parastatals.
Yes, together with the parastatals, three parastatals, Gambia Post Authority, Social Security, and Gambia National Petroleum Company.
And these are the parastatals that contributed the 5,082,000 and 1,800,000 respectively.
Yes. I think the details of these contributions are actually on page 10 of the report.
Yes. Thank you. What are the banking arrangements?
The banking arrangements are all at the commercial bank. That's where they bank their accounts.
Yes. Who are the signatories?
The signatories are the banks. Let me just try.
There's a paragraph at the bottom of the first page.
Yes, the signatories of the account are the Secretary General in the part of the government, for the government.
You mean the Secretary General Office of the President?
Of the Office of the President, yes. And the two other signatures really are from PAL Investment. I cannot recall their names.
All right. Thank you very much. We will review your report, and I'm sure they will have more questions for you.
Okay.
Is there anything else you would like to draw to the attention of the Commission concerning your findings?
I think the other major issue that we raised was the board, the ineffectiveness of the board. There was a board, but they have never participated in the supervision and control of the board, and that is also indicated on the report. The operations of the mill were largely carried out by PAL Investment. The board is non-existent really.
What is the relationship between CONAPRO Denham BM's SAL and PAL Investment SAL?
For us, we in our view, they are one and the same really.
They are one and the same?
Same company, yeah.
But one company was building the mill.
Yeah.
And the other was the shareholder on the memorandum and articles.
Absolutely.
Why did you think they were one and the same?
I think we have said that much in the report. Let me just look at. I need to refer again to the report. If you go to page 9 of our, how do you call it, of our management letter, where we say related party relationship and transactions, on page 9 of our management letter. If I may be allowed to read, shall I read? In the sale and purchase agreement of the mill factories, both CONAPRO, DEMA BMS SAL, the seller, and PAL Investment SAL offshore, the buyer, as partner of the GFFI, were both represented by Mr. Saud Gando. There is no indication that the board of directors of GFFI has adopted by special resolution the planning, acquisition, and capital expenditure relating to the purchase of the mill factories. Therefore, it appears that CONAPRO, DENA BMS SAL, and PAL Investment SAL offshore are related parties under common controlling ownership. Owners who are close family members or common key management related party transactions may not be conducted under normal market terms and conditions. For example, some related party transactions may be conducted with no exchange of consideration. Related party relationships may also present a greater opportunity for collusion, concealment, or manipulation by management. That was our view.
Thank you very much. As I said, we'll review the report and revert if we need to. Mr. Chairman, I don't have any further questions, unless the commissioners may have.
I have one. What were your recommendations after the audit?
Our last final recommendations, I need to go back. Formal is indicated on our last page. That was page 45 of the management letter. But I think maybe we should start with 44, where we indicated our raised issues with the going concern factor of the company, that we doubt that it can continue, and recommended that the way forward complete the installation of equipment and commission of. We said that we recommend that the board of directors meet to discuss, because at that time it wasn't closed as yet, to discuss the way forward to complete the installation of the equipment and the commissioning of the rice mill, recruitment and selection of essential staff to restart operation, salary rise and settlements of related services, the company liabilities owed to NAVIC and other subsidiary debtors, a comprehensive assessment and valuation of the mill factories. Essentially, that was the last written on the going concern of the company.
Are you aware that this is now wholly owned by the Gambia government? And
no.
CONAPRO will be paid.
Yeah, we are aware of that.
Is that in line with your recommendation for the
No,
government to own it
No, it's not in
and
line
pay
with our,
CONAPRO?
No, it's not in line with our recommendations. If you look at, there are a series of recommendations before this final one. And what we recommended.
So this current government ignored your recommendations?
Yeah, in fact, at that time, when we completed this audit, by the time we completed, government had lost interest in the report, and no action was taken until the government was sued. That was the time they came and asked for the report. But in fact, they had lost their copy. We had to make copies for them. That's why if you look at this report,
you are the Auditor General.
I am, yes.
You have a direct line to the President, do you?
No, I don't.
You have a direct line to who?
Well, I can call
The Minister of Finance. Do you have a direct line to the Minister of Finance?
Yes, I can.
Can
I
you
call
bring it out that your recommendations in that audit finding were not followed, because this current government has acquired 100% ownership of this outfit?
Yeah, but I think that happened even before the current government go in. That's why there was a litigation in the first place.
So what will be the way forward for this? Because it's clear that it's not a viable enterprise. It's
Indeed.
going to fail.
Indeed.
And yet we've acquired 100%. It's going to cost the Gambia $4.6 million in addition to whatever has gone.
But literally, if you had gone through our report,
Which we haven't.
yes, government had been the sole financier of this project all along. That's from the documents that was before us. The only thing that we can adduce from the document that was available, evidence available, was that government had been the financier of this entire project.
So how much have the foreign investors pumped into this project? Nothing?
Nothing.
Thank you. So it was a loss from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, indeed.
Thank you.
Just one question, Mr. Auditor General. Have you been provided with copies of the settlement agreements?
Do we have
Following
the agreement?
settlement agreements entered into this year in order to resolve the arbitration?
Oh, no.
You have not been provided.
No, we have not been provided. What we are asked to do is to preserve the documents for this one.
right.
We have given them copies, and they said we should preserve the government for they may need it in future.
How often, considering that you are the Auditor General and you've carried out the special audits and matters remain outstanding, when do you intend to audit this institution again?
No, actually, this was actually a special request.
Yes, but even without the special request, you do have the powers to audit any public institution.
Yes. The law
Do you
provides that power.
do you intend to do anything about this institution? Report to Parliament? Do you intend to do anything? What do you want to do?
I think we did in our report. We have reported to the National Assembly my audit paragraphs of 2015. Yes, it was submitted to the National Assembly, part of this report.
But that was the previous National Assembly. Now you
Yes,
have a
indeed,
new
it was the
National
previous
Assembly.
National Assembly.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and of course, at the end of that year, they have made their recommendations to the President. I cannot recall whether, in fact, anything was included, anything about EFI was included in that report.
You have an authority to make a special report to the National Assembly on any matter of concern.
Yes.
Don't you think this warrants, qualifies as a special issue you ought to bring to the attention of the National Assembly?
Yes, that's why it was included, I said, in those audit paragraphs, my own audit paragraphs that I sent to the National Assembly.
In 2016?
Yeah, I think it...
I'm talking about 2017.
Or to bring it again. But now this, I think, is beyond us now. Attorney General's office have taken over. They are the ones pursuing the matter.
That is the concern. You are assured of autonomy as the Auditor General.
Indeed.
The Constitution provides for your autonomy and the enforcement of some of your recommendations with the help of the President. So you have to exert authority. It may be beyond, but this is not going to be the only case you have. Maybe this has advanced, but it's still not late to save the day. But as the Auditor General, you do have a direct line, or you should have a direct line to the President, and also get your recommendations implemented. That's what we wanted to... You can confirm. We don't know what the Act gives you, but we believe, well, I believe you should have that autonomy. So confirm, and then let us know.
Okay.
Those are the only questions I have. Thank you. Following up on the Commissioner's questions.
Very well, we'll adjourn to Monday, the 13th of November at 10 o'clock. We rise now.
Exhibit is there.
Your report.